Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another week of Sports Community live streams. I'm Steve Pallas, and I'm really pleased to welcome back to the live stream. You're almost a veteran, Andy Edwards from GeoSnapShot. Welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
Dave, always good. One of the things that's been really a positive out of COVID has been the collaboration that people like ourselves, in some regards, have been forced to do, but we've wanted to collaborate for years. So COVID's kind of created that opportunity for us to work out how we can work together, and it's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, I think it really has been a community coming together. We've seen massive disappointment from sports clubs, and obviously that impacts our businesses as well. But we've really had time, I think, to be able to step back a little bit from just running forward and doing things and operationally just so busy, into thinking about how we can all work better, for the communities that we support. And, that's why we're in business, right? That's why we're passionate about supporting sports clubs. We want to be working together, Sports Community, GeoSnapShot, and many others that we all work with, for the benefit of sports clubs, especially during this time, to try and help and support clubs. And I know you've been doing a huge amount, Steve, with information, but also as we open up past COVID, what are the new opportunities? How do we operate in this new world? How do we generate new revenue streams? How do we do a better job at doing what we're doing?
Yeah, and make it easier to do what we do is really important as well. And one of the things we absolutely know about our audience is they love a good competition, Andy. So we've decided that the way to really get things going is to have a photo competition, which is really cool. I love the photos of sports clubs. So do you want to tell us about the competition that we're going to? Oh, well, launched today. Now, I guess that's what we're doing, isn't it?
launching today and ready to enter today. And the reason that it's come about is for a few things, really. I think, us as organisations, we wanted to, excite the sports clubs again. We're starting to see club sports, opening up. And it's really important that people feel engaged with their club. People feel that there's new things that have been developed during this time. So really to really spark that, we wanted to bring a competition together that enabled the clubs perhaps to dig down into their archives and pull out some of those photo memories that could be of the club, could be of a specific player, could be of a moment in time that they just think are amazing. And you and I, Steve, are going to have the honor of choosing 10 of those photos to then go into the sort of finalist area. So 10 photos will go into the finalist area, where your community, the sports community, will have the ability to vote on the finalist.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I'll just do whatever Nina tells me to do. So that's normally how we work here at Sports Community. But every club, photos are so important. And what we're seeing now, every club has got that, someone that's taking photos, and they're taking great photos. And Taryn, you've tagged in Stacey. You'd have some cool shots to enter. Like, there's so many people, so many clubs, that the photos just tell the story, and they're so valuable archive of the history of the time, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, some of these clubs have been around for hundreds of years, and it's really important that memories of these clubs are recorded and kept alive, as well as the future of the club as well. I mean, history is being created every weekend by people participating. And I love photos and I love sports, and that's why I got into building GeoSnapShot, and I'm really giving that opportunity now through GeoSnapShot for every club to be able to support itself through having a photo platform. And I think in the past, photos have been just one of those things on the sideline. but it's probably not good enough anymore to just have photos on the sideline. It's sort of fallen into the too hard basket, or maybe they've just been thrown up on Facebook. And there's always somebody in the club, be it a committee member, a parent, or a local photographer, that really wants to support the club. They love the sport, they're good at photography, and they want to do that. And I think that history is really important from a club, from archive photos through to making it easy for the participants to go and grab those memories every weekend and either print them out and have them at home, or share them on social media, really engaging the club and its participants online.
Well, last time we spoke, I told the story of a group of us had to come together and do a roast of a club legend, and he'd been at the club for 30 plus years, and we went far and wide for the photos and created this slideshow, and we're talking about scanning photos in, and it was photos that people had never seen before, because they were from people's private personal collections, and people were saying, can we get a copy, can you share a copy, and those sorts of things. So the value of photos to individuals is huge. But before we do an example, Andy, I just want to, what sort of photos are we looking for in the competition? What sort of photos are you looking for?
I mean, anything that evokes, a memory, and is a great photo. I mean, I'm not going to judge photos. We're not going to judge photos on, its sort of artistic merit. It's professionalism in terms of is it a professional photo? We want photos that are important to the club. We want something that you think is spectacular or unique, or just a great memory of a club, something that reminds us and evokes emotion in us, the viewer, I guess, of wow, if that was me in that photo, or if I can really picture that moment as something really important. So the photo can be of anything. It can be taken on anything. Could be an iPhone, could be an old slide that's been digitized. We really don't mind. But it's really about exactly what you say, Steve. It's about invoking an emotion with the participants or the viewer of that photo, to kind of go, wow, that's totally awesome. So it doesn't matter what the photo is, but I guess make it something that makes us smile, laugh, cry, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, and for me, having just been, I guess, forced to watch the Lego challenges with Andy Lee, and one of the criteria they used in forced by my daughters, that is that each of the Lego models needed to tell a story in its own right, and if it can tell the story, and for me, look past the players and the athletes. I mean, if that obviously tells part of the story, but who are the other people around the clubs? What are they doing? What is the essence of the club? What is, times like COVID is, snapshot of what it means to, could be very powerful and historical. And so Stacey Spears, Stacey, welcome to you. You've been out and about, I notice. How many photos? I would have thought as many as you like, Andy, would have been the answer to that. But
yeah, I guess we're really looking for one photo from each one of the clubs, just because there's going to be a lot of entries, and if somebody puts forward 100 photos, which one are they actually wanting us to judge on that? So it's really one photo entry per club. It's a really easy thing to enter. It's just a 3-step process. So the first step is like us both, like Sports Community and like GeoSnapShot on Facebook. You'll get a lot of benefit from doing that anyway, and get into our posts and things. And obviously it's good for us as well. So just like us on Facebook. The second thing is send us your photo. And as I say, it could be anything from any era, any type of photo, and send that through to events@geosnapshot.com. And I know the links and the email addresses are going to be shared. And the third thing is we want you to experience GeoSnapShot as a club and you can register on GeoSnapShot. So it's a part of the entry is that you should register your club as an event organizer with GeoSnapShot. So just go to geosnapshot.com and click on register and register yourself as an event organizer. And it's a free registration. It's not going to cost anything. And to register your club, you can be anybody. You could be the secretary, you could be an active parent, you could be a photographer, you could be the president, whatever you want, but just register there as well. So 3 steps.
Yeah, and so let's look at not so much the GeoSnap side, but look at why we would do that, and look at how clubs are using GeoSnapShot. So Andy, in a snapshot, what is GeoSnapShot? And then we'll look at how clubs are using it.
Well, GeoSnapShot is a platform that enables any club to be able to manage its photography really quickly, simply, and easily using a single platform. And with a lot of the clubs that we have, they use their own photographers. Okay, so a club is self-supportive. They've got their own photographers, and they have those photos being uploaded either from historical photos or from events at the weekend. And this is an example on screen here, which hopefully people can see on their video feeds. This is Adamstown Rosebud Football Club. And you can see here, this is their website. And if you go into media and photos, you can see that they have a photo gallery in here. And this photo gallery is actually GeoSnapShot's event gallery, but presented into the Adamstown Rosebud Football Club website. Okay, so it looks like their website. It's been branded in their colors, and all the photos and everything that's all the functionality behind this has been brought in through GeoSnapShot. And it's a really easy thing for any club to do. It's just like embedding a YouTube video in your website. So it's dead simple to do. And you can see through here, we scroll down, and this is all the events that they've created on GeoSnapShot, which are automatically updated on their event gallery webpage. And you can see they've put in some historical photos. Right the way up to the top there, they've had an event this weekend. So if you click into the one at the top, yeah, just click into there and scroll down a little bit, and you will see there's a number of filters for photos. We can do face recognition on photos, but you can also click on any of the photos there. So if you just click on any of the photos, Steve, you can see that they've got a little watermark over it, and they're selling their photos for $4.95 each. So this is a way for clubs to generate revenue for themselves by providing the photos through a website and selling those photos. So they're using their own photographers, their own players, their own website to promote and sell the photos. So, yeah, that's what we do as GeoSnapShot, is provide this essentially to every club globally.
Yeah, I think I love, as you do, Andy. I love photos and the stories that they tell, and I think it's a great exercise for clubs to go through, is to get people to submit their photos so that their history can be captured and the stories told. And it's staggering how often we need historical photos. It's for reunions and historical reflections of clubs. And the fact that we're now seeing clubs make significant amounts of money out of photos it shows 2 things. One is that it's a very easy way, a passive way of clubs making money. But it also, the only reason someone would pay to get a photo is because it's valuable to them. And we're starting to understand that realization that our photos are really valuable to the people that are participating, or to their friends and their family and milestone gains, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. And people love the clubs that they participate in. They love them. They support them. They volunteer for them. They get their families involved in them. You know, sometimes generations, right, are involved with clubs, and they train. and they put in money and they buy kit around it. They want to have memories of their achievements at the weekend, no matter what sort of event it is. And I think that's really important. I mean, photos are super important in people's lives, and they're sometimes overlooked as a sort of too hard basket. And we're trying to make that too hard basket not hard at all, right? And use your community of photographers, use a very simple website, generate money for the club. You can also give photos away free of charge if you want to as well. So that price, by the way, is set by the club. It's not set by us. They choose the price of the photos, and they can even give their photos away free of charge. So, we really, want to encourage this capturing of the memories, and those memories being the responsibility, if you like, of the club, rather than individual photographers that, you're absolutely right in what you said earlier, change over time. Over the course of 20 or 30 years, who knows where those photos are now? So it's a historical record, but it's also a memory of your achievements at the weekend, which are being captured and benefiting the club.
Yeah, I genuinely look forward to looking at all the photos and more importantly, sharing the photos and sharing the clubs that submit them in and sharing the stories. That's what I love so much about Sports Community. We're a storytelling platform, and this is a great way for us to tell the stories of the clubs that do have photos that they want to share with the world. So Andy and GeoSnap, thank you so much for partnering with us on this really awesome project, this really awesome competition, and I'll look forward to working with you over the next couple of weeks. Absolutely, no problems at all, Steve. Thanks for having me on. All right, no worries. So submit your photos, follow the links. Sports Community website's just going through, of all things, over the next 24, 48 hours, a very, very large redesign upgrade. So it'll be a day or two till it gets onto our homepage. So follow the links in this post, follow the links in social media, follow the links in the email, tag your friends. Like Taryn's done, get your photos in, and let's have a little bit of fun in COVID as we work our way through some challenging times. This week we got some great guests other than Andy, so you've kicked off the week beautifully, Andy. Doing sport differently Wednesday. We're interviewing Kate from the Warrnambool Triathlon Club, and she'll talk about how their triathlon club created some events with the view of getting women and families off the couch into triathlon. So some great knowledge, great experience, great learnings there. Esport Friday, as normal, we've got a couple of really cool things to show you this week in Esport Friday. So it's a big week. And from me, Andy, in Victoria, we're back to lockdown, face masks on from later in the week, and we'll talk, no doubt, as we talk about the photos that come through. Excellent. All right, Stephen, might just want to remind people of the prizes that we have. We haven't touched on that yet. Should we touch on that very briefly? We should talk about the prizes. Because it's pretty exciting, right? I mean, this is why people will have some fun and, get involved. Not only can you obviously get access to GeoSnapShot, but the first prize is going to be an iPad, as well as a 6-month subscription to GeoSnapShot. The second prize is going to be a professional photographer coming to your club, taking photos for you, even training up one of your photographers if you want that as well as a 6-month subscription to GeoSnapShot. And the third prize is a 6-month subscription to GeoSnapShot. So usually a year's subscription to GeoSnapShot is $360. So there's some fantastic prizes there. And as we said earlier on, it's really easy to enter. So just thought I'd get that one in there, Steve, just so that everyone was aware and getting excited about what they could win. Yes, very important to put the prizes in. So, Andy, thank you as normal for carrying me. And that will do us today. I'm Steve Pallas. Thank you very much for being part of our sports community.